Hello and welcome to Be Here Now, the Peaceful Empowerment Work Show, where presence invites perspective and allows peace. We are live on newstreamingnetwork.com, WGSN-DB Going Solo Network, radio, TV, and podcast. I am your co-host, Judy Forder, and I am here with my very special guest co-host, Miss Cheryl Ragland Pace, master healer, speaker, and author of Be the Change, Be the Light. Cheryl, thank you so much for coming on and doing this with me. I don't like to fly solo when Janice isn't here. So not only am I excited to promote your book, but I am excited to share this energy with you.
Thank you for sharing this energy with me. It's beautiful. It's an honor and privilege to be here with you, Judy.
Thank you so much. Before we dive in to Cheryl's new book, we're going to tell you what's new for season 4. We are excited to have Elohim Magdalena Rosa with us this season doing a 6-part series. She did her first part on July 2nd, The Divine Child Remembers Eden. And she will be back on August 6th for the second portion of this, The Body is the Grail. Now, she likes to make the point, and I want to stress this, that this is the 6-week series is cumulative, as she likes to put it. One session builds on another. The activations build on one another. Each session we go a little deeper and deeper. So if you missed the first one, be sure to go back and revisit that before you join us for the second one. It's not mandatory, but she said it's strongly suggested. And her series runs the first Thursday of every month, so please mark your calendars. The other thing that's new for us this season is Janice and I were talking about community and how we love to come on here and do the show, but there's very little interaction back and forth. So we thought we'd open up a Zoom room and see if anybody would join us. We're calling it Be Here Now Monthly Chat and Chew. We encourage you to grab a drink and a snack and then join us on the last Saturday of each month for an opportunity to chat about show topics that we've shared for the month, possible guest Q&As when they are available, and anything else that's on your heart. We're intentionally keeping the group small, around 10, so that connections can be made. If you're interested in doing it for July, it's coming up this Saturday, please email me at judyforder@comcast.net. Include Be Here Now, C&C in the subject line, and that'll run at 10 a.m. So that's what's new for you in season 4. Janice is not here, so I have to give our Peaceful Empowerment Works nonprofit spiel. We are a 501c3 nonprofit. If you would like to support our mission and share as we share various pathways to peace, please make a tax-deductible donation in support of the show. Janice always says, we have expenses to do the show, and we're not asking for billions, just enough to cover expenses. So if you would like to donate, you can go to our website, peacefulempowermentworks.org. There's a donation button at the top of the page and at the bottom. And also, a free way for you to support us is to like, comment, share, and subscribe. All right. I think all the logistical things are done. Now, I have asked Cheryl, since we don't have Janice to bring us in today, if she would be interested in doing a little grounding for us so we can all be present and move on. And she graciously said, yes, I would love to.
I would love to ground us, because as a collective, it's so important to ground, right?
Yes.
It feels really good to be up, but in order to go up and ascend, you have to be grounded. So I'm just going to invite you just to take a deep breath in. You can rest your eyes down if you're not driving a vehicle. Just rest those beautiful eyes. Take a deep breath in your nose. Feeling the warmth of the air coming in your nostrils. Just hold that breath for a moment. And then exhaling out and allowing that energy to go all the way down your feet, down to the core of Mother Gaia, where you're held and nurtured. And then another deep breath in. And as you take your breath in, your eyes are shut, but I want you to just allow your eyes to roll up to your third eye. And hold it here. Just allowing yourself to feel the presence of being here now. Your divinity within, fully present. And exhaling out. And as you exhale out, you can allow your eyes just to roll down, follow the breath all the way down to your feet once again. and feeling yourself once again being held, supported, and nurtured today. And feel spirit all around you, flowing through, allowing your divinity to be fully present to receive what resonates. And another deep breath in, coming back to your flow of your own breath, fully present, allowing yourself to be here now. Great.
Wow. Thank you so much for that.
You're welcome.
Okay, so this is Cheryl Ragland Pace. We are so excited to have you here. Cheryl is a master healer, speaker, and founder of Change Your Pace Therapeutic Massage and Bodywork and Be the Change, the Healing Collective. A near-death experience awakened her intuitive gifts and redirected her life towards sacred service. Through lived wisdom, deep presence, and remembrance, Cheryl holds space for healing beyond the mind, inviting others to return to their truth, embody their light, and remember who they have always been. Cheryl, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited. You know, this journey has just been, like everybody's journey, a roller coaster. It's finally to the place where it's fun.
I love that you're so honest about that. Finally
Yeah.
to the place where it's fun.
Finally. And I'm receiving it, the joy and the just beingness of it all. Are there moments when I'm still very human and forget that? Oh yeah, but I go back very quickly to the realizing that your breath brings you right back.
It sure does. And that was obvious with the exercise that you just did with us.
Yes, I'm sure that's why I was led to go there, right? It's a great,
Exactly.
great way to ground and be held.
Yes. Okay. So I want to dive right into the book because,
Okay.
first of all, anyone out there who knows me knows that I keep my books in pristine shape. And yes, I know that the intention of this is to be a journal as well. And I love that you include pages to write in. But I was sitting on the couch preparing for the show last night, and Jen looked over and went, and I said, "What?" And she was like, "Is that page dog-eared?" I don't dog-ear pages in my book. I don't highlight, and I've highlighted. So there were things that I definitely wanted to touch on today and did not. And moving forward, not just today for the show, but moving forward for me, that just really landed. And the funny thing is, there are times when things land with me, they hit like a freaking brick. But with reading this book, it was a very gentle landing. It felt so, I felt so, you said nurtured and held. I felt so held just by reading this book. And our experiences have been different. You've dealt with a lot of physical things, and I called it emotional breaking.
Yeah.
But the energy is so similar and familiar that it's so easy to connect with you and the experiences and the words that you're sharing. And I'm all in. I'm all in.
I'm so happy you're all in, and I love that change was already happening. You dog-eared and highlighted in your book. Look at that change. Good job.
Look at that.
That's great. Yeah.
So I want to share with people what's on the back of your book. Okay. So, that's something that I do. I like to read the back and get a feel for it energetically. And this just sets the tone for it. It's so beautifully written and true to what is in the book that if it aligns with you, buy the damn book now. But
I love it.
Okay, so you came here to remember who you are. This book is the activation. When healer and multidimensional guide Cheryl Ragland Pace crossed the threshold between worlds during a near-death experience, everything shifted. The veils lifted, the gifts awakened, and the journey home to her inner light began. What followed was not just healing, it was remembrance. Be the Change, Be the Light is a sacred memoir, soul activation, and guided journal woven into one. Through visceral storytelling, energetic transmission, and channeled wisdom, Cheryl illuminates a universal truth. We are whole, we are light, and we were never separate from the divine within. This book is a living portal of awakening, inviting you to return to the truth of your soul and your timeless inner wisdom, shift your frequency from survival to remembrance, release stories that no longer match your higher self, reconnect with your intuition, your light, and your divine purpose. This is not a book to simply read, but a field to walk into and a frequency to embody. If you feel the pull toward deeper healing, expansion, unity consciousness, or a more aligned way of being, this book is the answer you've been looking for. And I will say, yes, it is.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Okay, so we've mentioned your near-death experience twice now. Would you like to
Yeah,
share what
sure.
that was?
I would love to. So, and it's funny because that's what people usually are like, I want to learn more about your near-death experience. And I will say, I have to start off with saying that prior to my near-death experience, I my religious and spiritual background was pretty minimal. So I think that's important to say because I think a lot of people think that I've always, had these gifts and yes, they were there, but I wasn't aware they were there
Right.
until what I've always had physical discomfort in my stomach. And it's been one diagnosis after another. But in November of 2019, what started as a subtle like belly ache went into a full-blown health crisis. And I was seeing doctors and nobody could figure out what was wrong. And it ended up being that I had C. difficile, which is a bacteria you usually hear about in nursing homes. It's highly contagious. I got it from taking antibiotics. I had a sinus infection that was pretty significant. So they put me on an antibiotic and it made the C. diff grow and grow and grow, which led me at home. I was home in bed for about 6 weeks before the near death actually happened. So it was a slow discomfort that became I couldn't eat, nauseous, very painful, actually.
Mhm.
But I was at home and I just taken a bath and I was assisted back into the bed. And when I was in the bed, all of a sudden, I was greeted by three luminous light bodies that were next to the bed. And they took me to the light that everybody hears. I to feel myself shaking. Um, the next thing I know, these light bodies, I was reflecting back with them on my body in the bed, taken to the light. Um, and I will say, being in the light, like most people, when they talk about near death experiences, it's you can't really put words to it.
Mhm.
It's very difficult to explain. It's this deep knowing and just a feeling of unconditional love that is hard to describe in words.
Mhm.
Um, After being there for a few moments, I heard a voice say, "Cheryl, it's not your time. You can't come. It's not your time. Go share the light." And as you can imagine, panic came through me. Like, what does that even mean? And then I heard, "Just trust, and we will show you." And like that, I was back in my body. Pure chaos, dogs barking, kids screaming. Um, And I will say at first I was mad. I don't know if I've ever said this
I was
before
gonna
out
say,
loud.
I was like, what, did that piss
I
you off?
I was mad because I had been in so much pain. And this whole lifetime in the book, it talks about all the physical pain I had. I had been in so much pain. I was like, what do you mean I can't come yet? Most people you hear who had near-death experiences are like, I had a choice. I could come or I could stay. And I didn't have a choice. Divine said to me, you have to go back and share the light. So I was angry at first. Um, and then what started happening was mind blowing, because I then was, my then husband walked in the room and I hear, you you can't stay. Karmic soulmate contracts complete. You got to leave. So here I am going through this, profound near death experience. And then the first thing I hear and see is the reality of what I've been living, which was difficult to take. But that was my first of trusting. So I didn't tell him right then. I did wait till the next day to have a hard conversation.
You waited a day.
I waited till the next day. And I was like, hey, like, I have to talk to you, because we were best friends. It wasn't like, there was no badness there, right? But it was the reality of that my soul was experiencing soul death because I wasn't acknowledging the soul. I was so deep in, survival mode, literally. So that's pretty much the near death experience. You think that I would have then made all of the changes? I did not. I didn't. I am actually human after all. So I listened some of the time, but wasn't really sure what was happening. So in 2022, I got COVID, and that paralyzed me. And then that's when I truly listened, because I couldn't run anymore.
Literally,
And
she
yeah,
could not
from my waist down. Yeah. Talk about vulnerability. I'd have people come and take care of me 24 hours a day. I went from the healer to having to receive the help, which was very difficult, but transformative. And I'm so grateful for it, still to this day, because the vulnerability has helped me remember, and remember what my soul's purpose is. And that's the book. Like, so, my soul has many purposes, just like yours does, and we all do. But what I've learned is that my soul does two main things. It a transmuter, meaning that it helps just my presence alone bring stuff up for people. They're multifaceted, multidimensional aspects of themselves. It helps them bring it up and then transmute it. And the other big thing my soul does is a connector. It helps people remember who they are, connect back home to within. So the way the book came about is really interesting, because I'm not a big reader. I've never been a big reader. Like Judy and I were talking about that later. It's like ironic that I have a book. Like I'm still like pinching myself. I'm a listener. I listen to books, but I'm not a big reader. But I was divinely led. And after those two profound lessons of the near death and being paralyzed, I listen. I listen on every aspect of my life. I've learned those lessons, and I take them to heart. But when I was writing the book, it kind of just was flowing out of me, to be honest. It was like I had the calling and I listened. I went to Sedona. I had the book written, right? And then I went to Sedona with a friend. And when I got back for 3 days, I just rewrote the book. Basically channeled the book. I will say there was moments when I was coming out and I'm like, whoa, like the connections and the remembrance were happening as this book unfolded, which you can imagine was healing in itself.
Yes,
right?
absolutely.
Yeah. So it's been a really fun experience. Writing the book has really helped me go deep with the healing that needed to happen. I didn't realize what writing a book entails. That's why I'm sure I was led to do so, because it was like, you know, I was I was saying to Judy, the layers of the onion. And when you have an editor, I was blessed to have two different editors. One I had before I took it to a publisher, and each time you're going line by line in your wounding, which I'm extremely grateful for now that it's done. But during it, it was, you know, uh, deep.
Part of the journey.
Part of the journey and deep work, and which I am so grateful for, because it allows me to show up in my authentic self. And, that's the important thing in this journey is being you.
And remembering who that is. I love
Yes.
how many times you remind us of that through your
Yeah.
book. It's so beautiful because we're so conditioned to believe what we've been conditioned to believe.
It's so true. It's so true.
Yeah.
The
It's not
biggest thing that kept
becoming something else. It's remembering who we are.
remembering that, yeah. And knowing that all of those lessons and all of those traumas and all of those stories are a blessing.
Hmm.
I know that's hard to hear sometimes, but they're blessings because those are the lessons that allow you to remember. It gives the space to really remember. Like I went through this physical pain most of my life, so I could remember that I am whole and harmonious and beautiful, and that I don't. That's the physical back. And there's a chapter in the book about the back. People started saying to me, "Well, how's your back doing?" And that's how they identified who I was as a being, as a person.
Hmm.
And the remembrance, like, my back is not me, right? Like, yeah, it carries my ass around, my human body around, but it's not doesn't determine who I am as a being and who I show up into the world as, right? And that was the lesson. So it wasn't easy to see
No,
or
no,
understand in the moment, but now being the observer of it and the remembrance, it's like, wow, wow, thank you
yeah.
for the lessons. And I also can hold space for people in a much more in-depth way because I know what it feels like to carry the physical and the emotional baggage that follow the story that follows, right? And it's
Mm.
all bullshit.
It's all bullshit.
It is.
Okay, so this is a great place for us to take a quick commercial break.
Okay.
And when we get back, we're going to dive into some of the reasons I dog-eared this book.
Okay. I can't wait to hear.
All right, we'll be right back. And we're back. Be Here Now, the Peaceful Empowerment Work Show, where presence invites perspective and allows peace. We are talking to Miss Cheryl Ragland Pace about her beautiful book, Be the Change, Be the Light. And before the commercial break, you were talking about the beauty in the challenges. And one of the dog ears that I have is from the chapter Healing Through the Fire.
Mm.
And what I loved, it's the reflection part, but this chapter is not about pain. It's about transformation. It's about what happens after the breaking, when we find ourselves on the floor with no map and no script, and somewhere we rise anyway. Somehow, sorry, we rise anyway. This is where the healer is born, not in the classroom, not in the certifications, but in the fire, in the silence, in the sacred, messy, raw unfolding of our humanity. Beautiful. It gives me goosebumps reading it again.
Me too.
It's so, I mean, it is just so freaking true. It's
Yeah.
so true. People want to hide or run from the challenge. There's always going to be challenges.
Yeah.
It's through this process where we learn to look at it, and yeah, it's hard and it fucking sucks. Pardon my language. Oh my gosh.
I'm wearing off on you.
But when we can look at the challenges with that mentality of, okay, this is teaching me something, this is burning something off that no longer serves me. Yeah. When we can look at it with different eyes, that perspective, that shift is so crucial because life then looks different, completely different.
And the freedom and peace that comes along with that,
yes,
it's you can't even explain that to people.
No.
Right? There's no words for that.
No. And those things you once feared people could use against you to hurt you, they don't hurt you anymore.
No.
It's just so beautiful. Okay. So I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. Like we said, this is a memoir and soul activation. It's a journal. She has pages where you can write and reflect. Self-healing and soul remembrance. I love the way the book is broken down. The chapter, Cheryl shares her personal story of what sparked this next move forward. And then she provides a practice at the end of each chapter that encourages you to center yourself and get present. And what people, I know I had to learn was it's a practice. I spent 47 years doing it one way in autopilot and it didn't work. So when you start doing new things, you literally have to rewire your brain. You have to rewire your body, the makeup, because it's been so stuck in autopilot and survival for so long that it takes practice to do something new. So the reinforcement at the end of every single chapter is such a gift for all of us, not just people that are just starting out or anything, but for all of us to remember that it's a practice. And we were talking in the pre-show about the shift in what we call self-help books. I've read damn near every self-help book there is out there. And it was always follow this process, this step, say these things, do this. And if you're not successful, then you're a failure. You didn't do well enough. Whereas this book is like, here's an outline, here's a guide, but you go within and you trust you. It's 17 chapters worth of you being able to practice getting in touch with you and trusting the information that comes up for you, and then allowing the space to write about it. It's all right here. We don't have to go find a piece of paper and a pen. Cheryl has provided all of it for you right here. So is that something you knew from the beginning, that you were going to provide a practice and a reflection?
No. The whole book has just been, so the whole book has been divinely led. So at first it was kind of like dumping out all of the stories of the remembrance, right? Like get it out of me so I can like be that observer. But then as I was walking through it, it was like, okay, well, you're when people read it, your soul is connected to theirs and it's helping them bring up the stuff, right? Well, then what? Like how you help them actually embody it, like release it and then embody their knowing. And that's how it all worked out. And I will say along the line, I try to, I firmly believe you're a product of your environment.
Oh,
So I
yes.
have a lot of like very well connected people, and they would drop it to me like, and it was multiple people who like don't know each other would be like, have you thought about making that your stuff into a workbook? Like, have you thought about doing a journal with it? Have you thought about a way how you're going to connect all your main soul's purposes together? And so then I was like, oh, and then divine just kept showing me because I kept asking. I'm like, well, okay, I'm trusting you. Help me share this light. And then it was just every detail kind of just fell into place. Yeah.
Awesome.
So
awesome. It's funny. Every time you say in your energy, it brings things up in people. I think, does it piss people off sometimes?
Of course it does, sweetheart. I've lost a lot of people. I mean, part of this journey has been, I start off my book with the ones who are still here, the ones who are not here, and the ones who still are. Yeah. Sometimes, your light casts a big shadow, right? It casts a big shadow on yourself, but it also casts a big shadow on those around you. And so, yeah, it pisses people off, and they're in the process of their remembrance. Like I don't take it personally anymore. In the beginning, I did, of course, but now I recognize it's my soul's job. And the ones who I miss dearly, I say, gosh, I signed a really tough contract. They signed a really tough contract to not be here on this part of the journey, right? But that's my soul's purpose. So
and it's not I just want to make it clear to people, it's not that she's pushing pain points. No. It's about the energy, that safe energy that you provide allows things to come up that have been guarded and held down. And when people are uncomfortable with that, they will distance themselves from you.
Yeah.
I've actually had people tell me after they've lost someone and that they could not see me or talk to me because then they would open up and start feeling that grief and they were afraid they'd never be able to shut it off.
Right.
And it is that it's tough in the beginning to embrace that that's something that because it does people, keep you at an arm's length,
Yeah.
especially when they're struggling or they fade away out of your life, which leads me beautifully to the next thing I highlighted in your book.
Mhm.
Finding solace in solitude,
Oh,
because you go through this process as you're remembering, uh, there's a clearing that goes on in your tribe, in the people that are in your life, and there's a shift that then happens that I found that we go from, at least I went from desperately wanting to sit at other people's table to
mm,
me saying, "Ooh, who am I going to allow to sit at my table?" And it took that period where I would once call it loneliness
mm,
to that shift, just like you said about solitude. And I
yeah.
love it. In the book, it says, "This wasn't abandonment, it was consecration. It was a secret womb of solitude where I could deepen my communion with spirit. No distractions, no voice but my own. Yeah, no voice but my own, rising from within. I began to listen more deeply, not just with ears, but with bones, breath, and energy field. This inner attunement became a spiritual practice of its own." So you no longer see that time when you are alone as a punishment, abandonment, or anything like that. It's solitude. It's sacred. It's a beautiful time to just do and be.
Yeah. And peace, like immense peace. In the beginning, it was not peace, right? Because I was so used to always having people around me, and I depended on their energy to make me right, and their beliefs to help me, my beliefs be encouraged. And now it's like, oh my gosh, that's a lot. So, you know, the isolation, and I see this when I'm holding sacred space for so many people. They're like, I'm so isolated. Well, that's for on purpose. It's so
That's
you can hear your own voice, which is your divinity, right? It's always been
Mhm.
there. It's always never gone, but
Right.
it's that remembrance of that, right? It's peace is something like,
Yes.
and I protect it at all costs now. Like I
Mhm.
just do. And when I reflect back on who I used to be, oh man, I was a people pleaser. So my peace never mattered.
No.
But now my peace is the most important thing. And if somebody challenges that, I let them know that my peace is, you're not taking my peace. I'm sorry. You can't have access to my peace. Like if I never see you again, I'm sorry. But my peace is the most important. And it took going through that, sitting in the silence to
Mhm.
appreciate the silence.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So if you're out there, so many people are feeling this right now.
Oh yeah.
I'm hearing from so many different people that I just feel so lonely
Yeah.
and disconnected. Well, lean into that.
Yeah.
Lean into that and start asking questions of yourself, of your soul. You know, uh, there's in remembering our divine purpose.
Mm.
There's something else that I highlighted.
Okay.
Remembering when we're going through this process of remembering the divine purpose, let it remind you that every challenge is an invitation. Every detour is part of the path, and every breath is a chance to remember. You are divine, you are necessary, and the world needs your light. Let your divinity call you back to yourself again and again until remembrance is no longer something you reach for, but something you embody. When I read the "You are divine, you are necessary, and the world needs your light," not only goosebumps, but tears.
Oh,
Because that's why we're here. And everybody, you're going to bring your light in whatever way is right and perfect for you. And to have that reminder that helps pull that remembrance forward. Oh, like, yes, it's like poetic. Your words just land so well
Thank
that, okay. All right. I'm just so happy with, okay. So it's very interesting because I'm just hearing, I want to remind people that this isn't, it, people kind of think about things in steps. This isn't a book that's for a beginner or somebody that's in the middle or somebody that's been doing healing work for years. This is a book for everyone.
you.
Everyone that's working to peel the layers. Everyone that wants to shift out of survival mode. Everyone who wants to make peace their priority. In a world that is so filled with crazy chaos right now, it is so important that we are able to find peace within it. It's not turning a blind eye to it. It's not running away from it. It's about, okay, this is what's going on, and I can still make peace my priority.
So true.
And I feel like that's the beautiful, message, because in that peace is where you shine the brightest. Okay. I don't know how much more I can do to support you.
Yeah, you know, you are. Thank you so much. You're always an amazing supporter and everybody.
Another quote that I loved was, I learned that clarity blooms in the absence of noise.
Mm-hmm.
And noise includes, I'm just seeing the scrolling. We get lost in our phones. We get lost in the social media. And Cheryl and I were talking in the pre-show meeting, a lot of us are being drawn to do more work online, which requires us to be on the social medias posting, but there's a balance. And there is definitely a way where you can hone and sculpt your reads, your feeds, to provide you the information that you need. You have control over the information the algorithms send to you. Yeah. So make sure you're taking responsibility for those things. But also put it down, walk away from it, get outside. I love how much you talk about nature and getting outside and being present. You were saying you felt like your bedroom sometimes in the middle of the night is like you're living on a houseboat. Allow your imagination to open and expand and be what it is, and have fun. How can you have fun in the life that you have right now?
Mm-hmm.
Her book isn't about changing everything about your life. It's about finding the beauty in the life that you have right now and remembering that you are the beauty. Okay, what else do you want to say?
Well, the other thing that I'm being led to bring up is, like, one of the big things throughout the book is you heal, I heal, we all heal. And, when I sit with that, I'm like, I had a realization. Actually, I was in Mount Shasta last week, and I was, sitting, and I had broken my foot. So I had a boot on. So I was in Mount Shasta and I couldn't hike, but it gave me a lot of beautiful being held. And so I was kind of being shown, like, gosh, we're all really doing that. Like, so yeah, we're sitting here together and we're chit-chatting, but, like, the multidimensional parts, your soul is like saying to my soul, hey, Cheryl, get out of your own way with X, Y, and Z. And mine's doing that same for you. And we're just doing that. That's what we do as humans.
Yep.
So, like, I'm being led to bring that up because I think a lot of where we are right now in the world is like us against them, or, the vision, but it comes back to, like, well, really, like, we're all mirrors, and your soul is helping my soul, and on all the levels, on our human side and our soul side. And it was like this aha moment for me of, like, oh, okay, well, let me, next time somebody's being an asshole, excuse me, but you know what I'm ready to say, like, pause for a minute. Well, what part of me has healed that aspect of that, them being so upset? Well, like,
Right.
let that come through. Let divine come through my words for them to hear what they need to hear to help them do that. And if not, it's okay. But it was like a profound moment of like truly getting what you heal, I heal, we all heal. That's what we're doing. We're all helping each other remember who we are so we can stand in our light, in our lighthouse,
Mm-hmm.
and be that beacon for whoever needs that at that moment. Right. And
I
we're
love that.
doing it. We're doing it already.
Yes, it's
So,
happening.
yeah. So it's like embrace that. And for me, it was just like a little perspective tweak, like how deep it really is happening. And so like, people who are around me who eat really well and take care of their physical body, like that's the last little aspect of what I'm working through right now. Like what I'm putting in my body is really important. And that came through a download where I was going in the refrigerator and I hear, shut the door. I shut the door. You're not even hungry. Get out of their way, and then I heard, you trust and you listen on every aspect of your body or every aspect of your life except for your body. So since
Uh-huh.
then, I've cleaned up my act. Like I just have. Like it was like one of those moments. Okay, thank you. I got it. I'm not eating preservatives. I'm eating clean. I'm eating fresh. I'm eating but that's what it took. That's what it
Yeah.
took for me to hear that. Shut the door. You're not even hungry. But that's kind of what we're all doing, right? We're all getting the messages, and the remembrance is going to continue. I
Yes,
say if you're still breathing, you're still healing. You could be at the
absolutely.
middle of your onion, but there's still layers that are going to show up. And let's be grateful for that and
Amen.
say, like, I love that,
Yeah, yeah. I always say I'm in no hurry to heal everything because when I do, it means I'm done here.
Yeah. Here, breathing. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so if people want to get in touch with you, because you are a master healer as well, how can they reach you?
Well, they can on this slide right here. It's be the change, be the light 1111 at Gmail,
Mhm.
or be the change, be the light.com or .org, changeyourpace.com. Like the book is on Amazon, Barnes and Noble, all the places that are
Yeah,
listed here. But yeah, I
yeah.
would say give me a call, but I don't know if I should put that out there.
I was gonna say I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Go through the
But
website.
hey, the slide should be, it says be the change, be the KIGHT. It should be LIGHT for the email.
Oh, huh. You know what? I bet you that's why your email keeps getting kicked back.
Kick back to you, yes.
I took. We're gonna have to talk afterwards because I think
Okay, that's
from your website.
it's my website.
I think I might have taken that from your website. I
Okay,
don't know.
geez,
We'll
okay.
have to check.
All
Okay.
right.
Last thing I wanted to leave is this is a quote that I loved from the book. So maybe if you can go to the last slide. You be you, I'll be me, and together we'll be we in divinity.
Mm.
We are one. You heal, I heal, we all heal. Beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being on the show and coming and talking about your beautiful book. I cannot, 5 stars, no. 10 out of 10, highly, highly recommend. It's a beautiful journey, and I'm going to go as far as to say I don't believe there's a soul on this planet that could not connect with that.
Oh,
So
thank you. It means a lot.
we want to thank everybody for choosing to be here now with us. Please remember, you're not alone. And never forget, you are awesome. We'll see you next week. Thank you so much.